Hello everyone. So I am making a video reviewing all of the roller coasters that my son and I rode while we were at Cedar Point last week. It was a ton of fun. Overall, I would rank it as my favorite amusement park I've been to. We're starting a tradition where at least once a year we go to a different amusement park trying to ride all the craziest, the fastest, the scariest roller coasters. So I wanted to go through our top roller coasters, just kind of rank everything that we rode. I will say we did not ride either Siren's Curse or Valverin. Valverin just had a long line a lot of the time. It didn't look super fun. I am personally not crazy about like dive coasters like that pause at the lift. I'm a lot more scared of heights than anything else. And so I wasn't really pushing for that. My son wasn't super interested in it compared to some of the other coasters, and we rode some of them a few times. It was a very long day. We were there for 11 hours and 45 minutes. So it was a lot of fun though. But we also did not ride Siren's Curse. Neither my son or I were trying to mess with a roller coaster that is detached from the tracks and has to reconnect to come in. So we didn't do those two. Just wanted to give that warning up front, but I'm going to start with number 12. We rode 12 total coasters. The 12th favorite go up to the first. Number 12 being Blue Streak, the classic wood coaster there. It was fine. It was just, not super exciting. We rode it kind of towards the end of the day. Wanted to get, the exciting rides not out of the way first, but we got there right when it opened. We were towards the front of the line, so like getting into the park, we got there way before it was open. So wanted to ride some of the ones we were more looking forward to that get bigger lines. Blue Streak didn't really have a line, and I can see why. It's just a regular wood coaster, a good starter for a family. Number 11 was the Cedar Creek Mine Train. Again, similar to Blue Streak, although it was, in my opinion, slightly less rough, thus making it more enjoyable for us. But again, nothing really to write home about, just, a nice mine train roller coaster. Good for a family, getting started on coasters. And sorry, I'm looking this way, I'm looking at my list of everything. Number 10, a little surprising, it was just a little rough for me. The coaster in general, still fun, but it's probably lower on the list than you would think. Is my number 10 was Magnum XL, and my son does not agree with my list completely. But I didn't love it. It was fun. The first drop was a lot of fun, but a lot of like on the back end, the hills and stuff that give you airtime, it was just shooting me around. I wasn't crazy about it. So it's still a good ride, super fast. The first hyper coaster ever made, which is cool. Still had a good time on it, but it was definitely not my favorite. Number 9, I had Gemini. I think it's a great hybrid coaster. It's fun, not super intense, but that's okay. Not everything has to be, a huge adrenaline rush. It had some good airtime, it had some good helixes. It was fun. They didn't have the dueling coasters. Again, we rode this one kind of towards the end as well. So it was just one car going. It probably would have been cool, if another coaster was next to you, you could high five the people, stuff like that. But it was still fun, a good hybrid coaster, good speed, everything like that. Number 8, I had Rougarou. It was a lot of fun. A good coaster. My son hated it. He's a little bit shorter than me. He's still super tall. He's 11 and he's 5'5". So he's, really tall for his height. But he's, I'm 6 feet tall. So my head was above where the shoulder restraints are. So it didn't knock me, but I guess it was knocking his head. So he didn't love it. I actually thought it was a super fun coaster. So I enjoyed that one a lot. Number 7, I had Iron Dragon. This one, not intense at all, but I love the suspended coasters. Last year we went to Kings Island. They have the Bat, which a little bit faster of a ride, a little bit more intense than Iron Dragon. I just love the suspended coasters where whenever you're down, you're swinging back and forth as you hit the turns, things like that. I'd love if it went faster, if it was bigger, but it's a fun ride and there's not that many coasters like it. I'm in St. Louis, used to Six Flags St. Louis, had never rode a coaster like that until the Bat, and so yeah, I really enjoyed it. Number 6, I had Raptor. I love inverted coasters so much. Last year, like I said, we went to Kings Island. I think Banshee is more fun than Raptor, but Raptor is the second best inverted coaster I've ever been on. And it's not super high, it's not super fast. It's just a solid coaster, really smooth. Loved all the inversions. I think the layout was really good, so really enjoyed that one. So now we are getting to the top five, and all five of these coasters are, I would say, pretty close to the five best coasters I've ever been on. Orion, Diamondback, Banshee. I don't know if I was comparing these five to those where they would go, but they're all incredible. And in general, like, I highly recommend going to Ohio, checking out Cedar Point, checking out Kings Island. I love roller coasters. My son loves them. We had so much fun at both places. But at number five, I had Gatekeeper. So that coaster is the winged coaster, right? So it's like the track, and there's an apparatus in the middle that's connected, and then there's wings that come off that you sit on. And so it's really cool on the lift hill. You're going up, and right away it takes you and it inverts you down the first hill. And it's just so cool, the feeling. And we rode this one 3 times in a row, which was a lot for me. I'm not as young as I used to be, apparently. And so, that many inversions back to back to back was a lot for me. I was walking a little funny after we got off the third time. He was trying to go the fourth time. There was no line for some reason. And I was like, 3 times is cool. Like, let's take a break for a second. But it was so much fun. The coaster's so smooth. All the inversions are incredible. And depending on where you're sitting, like each side of the wing, it really gives you a different ride. So we tried both sides. We watched videos leading up to it. A lot of people recommended the right side. We actually preferred the left side because it felt like it whipped you further across whenever you were, doing the corkscrews, when you do that initial inversion, things like that. It's just so smooth, pretty fast. It's a beautiful view. You're right there on the boardwalk, so you can see the ocean. You can see way out to, I don't know, it's not Canada yet, but you can see way out there across Lake Erie. It was awesome. So number four, this one might be surprising. I had Top Thrill 2 there. I think my son would put it in a different spot. I actually know for a fact he would. That, our top five is all the top five coasters were both of our top fives. They're just in a different order. For me, amazing experience. Really glad we did it. Unreal speed, unreal heights. It just was over so fast. It just kind of happened, right? And there wasn't that much to it. And for whatever reason, even with that intense speed, the pole didn't feel as fun and intense as Millennium Force did for me. That's just me personally. It's an amazing ride. Highly recommend anybody that's brave enough to do it, do it. I was horrified in the line. On a couple of these, I was super scared. Talking to people around me like, hey, have you done this before? Is it cool? Is it good? So, yeah, it was good. An incredible ride, Really glad that we were able to get on. It didn't really break down that much. We read a lot that it breaks down quite a bit. A lot of the other rides were breaking down quite a bit more. Raptor broke down like 6 times. We were in line 2 different times and it broke down. Had to leave and come back to it. So, we just waited the one time for it. Number three, this one again, a little controversial. And these three, the top three, all kind of interchangeable, although I'm sticking with my number one. I had number three, Steel Vengeance. It was a ton of fun. We rode it at night as well. So we rode it 2 times. We rode it. It was the second thing we rode, and then we rode it at night. Unbelievable coaster. This was the first time my son and I had both ever been on a hybrid coaster. That first drop on Steel Vengeance is amazing. Every single corkscrew was amazing. So much airtime. It's pulling great speed the whole time. So the first time we rode it, we rode towards the front. Second time we rode it, we rode the very last row. I prefer the last row pretty much always on any coaster because I'm all about going as fast as humanly possible, feeling like you're being dragged like that. It was a ton of fun. I couldn't hype this one up enough. It's got to be probably, these top three are my 3 favorite roller coasters of all time that I've ever been on. It was amazing. And it comes in at number three. A lot of people rank it at number one. I'm not mad at that at all. My son had it at his number two. It's an incredible ride. Number two, I have Millennium Force. It was so fun. I mean, it couldn't have been more fun. I love that the lift hill was magnetic, so it was fast. Going slow up a lift hill that high, I'm a lot more scared of heights than I am speed, really, than I am anything. And so it was nice that they kind of got that out of the way and they just get you moving. The first drop's incredible, that feeling of weightlessness when you go down it. And they really do a great job on that coaster of maintaining speed throughout the entire ride. So that was so much fun. Loved that ride. It was too long of a wait. I wanted to do it more than once. However, we waited, almost an hour for it the first time, and I just didn't want to do that again. For that when we could, find other rides that we could ride consistently more often. So yeah, again, incredible ride. Really, again, this is second favorite roller coaster I've ever been on. It was amazing. Been on Orion, been on Diamondback. We want to go to North Carolina next year, hit Carowinds, so we can go on Fury 325. Giga coasters are just so much fun. So for number one, and some people have this as number one, some people don't. It was I couldn't have liked a roller coaster. I don't know about if anymore. Maybe if it went slightly faster, but I had Maverick. It was the first thing we rode when we got there, and the last thing that we rode it multiple times. The last ride that we rode late at night when everything was closing down. It's perfect, literally in every way, in my opinion. It has that launch out of the gate up the initial hill, right? And then it drops you at a 95-degree angle. So you're going inverted down that first hill, tons of airtime, and you push that speed the whole time. Every inversion, super intentional. Every turn, super intentional. It was so much fun. Kept it fast the whole time. It has a second launch, right, where it pushes you underground and you're in that dark tunnel, launches you again. You're going 70 something, I think like 72. So not at all the fastest coaster. So I could have gone for a little more speed, sure, but it was just so fun, so smooth. And again, we rode in every car because they just have the three. So rode the front, rode the middle, rode the back. Back's my favorite. Big fan of speed. It was a ton of fun. And I know the majority of this channel is talking about sobriety, recovery, all of that stuff, trying to kind of find myself, become more serene. I'm so grateful that I was able to stay sober, for the period of time I did prior to going on the vacation. It allowed me to be, a lot more patient. My son's amazing. But, when you're communicating constantly, day in, day out with an 11-year-old, it's a little bit different. You got to have a certain level of patience to make sure you're as present as you can be, as kind, patient as you can be. It was so much fun, though, and we had so much fun. We got to swim a bunch, go on the boardwalk, go swimming in the lake, just explore Ohio in general, eat a ton of good food. We played a ton of games, brought so many board games and stuff in the hotel room. Our hotel had a ton of like shuffleboards, pool, foosball. Like it was just an overall amazing trip. My son said it's his favorite vacation he's ever been on. I think I said it in one of my shorts. I would say it's mine as well. And I've been out of the country. I've been on some great trips, but it was just so fun getting to spend that time with my son, getting to feel so present, so healthy, so good physically. The ability to ride that many roller coasters. We rode over 20 technically with all the re-rides in one day. That's a lot. I'm in my 30s at this point. Like that's a lot of spinning. It's a lot of your stomach dropping, but I felt great the whole day. I felt laying in bed that night a little bit dizzy when I would close my eyes, but it was way more than worth it. It was so much fun. So that's my list of the coasters, everything that we rode in general. Just so grateful that we were able to go on that trip, figuring out exactly where we're going to go next year. Like I said, Carowinds pretty high on the list, looking at Busch Gardens. Thinking about Six Flags Great America in Chicago, Magic Mountain in California. There's so many good rides. I do really want to ride X2 in California. That thing looks insane. So we'll figure it out. But, I hope I continue to stay on the right path. And next year, I'm sober for a year when we go on our vacation. So I really appreciate everybody that's followed along on the journey, that's shown love and support in the comments. Like I've said before, I really just want to build a little community of people encouraging each other to be the best versions of themselves. So if you haven't, I would love if you subscribed, commented, just commented nice things on the people commenting nice things, commenting, what you're grateful for, commenting your amusement park experiences. So again, thanks everyone. Have a good one.